This project is under the supervision of Dominic Rosser and in collaboration with Lamazou, a 3D visualization company based in Victoria. With this master thesis project, I will evaluate the suitability of using 3D visualization tool to improve decision-making stages of forest management in BC. First, I would like to acknowledge that I am recording this presentation today on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Musqueam people. I invite you to explore their website and discover the extent of their territory and the place it holds within their culture, as well as their vision, values, and mission. This video will introduce you to my master thesis project. Then, I will explain how I will try to answer the research question we define, and finally, I will share with you some expected results, and I will summarize the project. Here's my story. I'm the 13th generation of my family to be born in Quebec, mostly located around that little blue dot. This is my town, Wickham, and this is a 5-kilometer radius in which I spent most of my life. The two purple dots are my house and my uncle's house, and this purple rectangle is the woodlot they own together. The orange dot is my neighbors, my father's parents, and this is the woodlot they own. Finally, the red dot is my uncle's home and the woodlot he owns. This is the winter of 2002. Yeah, it's me in the little red suit running towards my grandpa. My sister's wearing the green suit, my mom's at the camera, and my dad is keeping an eye on us from afar. Not to mention his amazing mustache. This is a classic footage of my family. During fall and winter, we would gather firewood from our lots to heat our houses. There's another person in the video. This man's my grandfather's brother. That year, he lost his job. It was really a cold winter in Quebec in 2002, and people were running out of firewood to heat their houses. So my family consulted with every woodlot owner in the family, looked at our wood stock, and talked about our priority. We finally offered him to come harvest wood on our lot to sell it as firewood to make revenue. In exchange, he would help us fill up our firewood shed for next year. Why am I telling you this story about my grandfather's brother losing his job? I told you this story to highlight the consultation process my family went through before offering him our wood. The issue I'm working on is the lack of effective communication, management, and participation between concerned parties in public consultation process for forest research management and planification in BC. Now we come back in BC. Because BC's forest is mainly public, the stakeholders are the residents of the province. This is why any forest company planning to harvest trees on public land must consult with stakeholders before going forward with their plan. The information shared with stakeholders about foresters' plans are typically 2D maps with a lot of labels and colors in them, or long reports that can be hard to interpret or understand. There are technical tools for trained foresters to use, and even them sometimes will make that face when they first see those maps. So in order to make communication easier, we want to propose this solution. We want to develop a multi-criteria decision-making tool that reaches multiple stakeholders with different knowledge level and a user-friendly interface. I want to introduce the use of a 3D data visualization platform tool to improve forest management, planning, and public consultation between licensee holders, communities, First Nation, and other stakeholders. Instead of using 2D maps to convey information, everyone could go on a platform and visualize forest operation plans on a 3D environment, just like if you were walking with my family in the forest. So we came up with two research questions. One, what are the existing gaps in planification and public consultation processes in forest management in BC? And two, we're going to do a case study by implementing 3D visualization for improved forest management and planification in BC. To answer question 1, I will be identifying the existing gaps by doing 1. A literature review of the processes, including a SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Then I will prepare questions to have discussions with key persons in focus groups, which requires ethic approval, including First Nation, foresters, and the general public. Finally, I will be summarizing the discussions and comments and use it to inform the implementation of the tool. This first question will help us find the critical features we need to input in the tool to make this 3D visualization a useful tool. As for question 2, I will be doing a case study that requires the implementation of the 3D tool in a real consultation process. I will be implementing the tool with an industry partner that has already connections with First Nation in their area.
Then I will create focus groups with the different members who participated, and I will ask them questions about how the consultation went. I will try to find out if it helped at all the communication and collaboration between parties. Finally, I will summarize the discussions from the focus groups and I will report conclusion with a SWOT analysis that would highlight strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats of the use of this tool for public consultation. The expected results coming from the literature review should highlight that there is strength in the present process as there is one in place, and that if you have the knowledge and time to engage in the process, you can make your point to other stakeholders. The weakness of the process is that it's not trusted by stakeholders and the public in general. It's fishy. The consultation process does not allow for interaction between stakeholders efficiently. General public feels like me in this picture, trying to make their point to this fish. They feel like they're not being listened to or that their opinions don't matter. There is obvious opportunities when it comes to our present consultation process, one being the potential to improve stakeholders' participation as well as planning work for foresters. The major threat to this process, if we don't change things, is probably the loss of social license for foresters. Because BC's forest is public and because the public don't trust the process, they would be in conflict with forestry and that could result in more blockades or decreasing of harvesting, leading to job loss. Expected results for question 2, our case study, are expected to be that the 3D tool would have helped forester with the overall process of communication and sharing information, as well as gathering more meaningful comments and data. We really hope that it will help them making better informed decisions. For the stakeholders and other participants, we are expecting that the use of the 3D tool would help with the ability to be able to share comments more easily and provide foresters with potentially more sensitive data through a secure portal. In general, the tool should bring depth and realism to the plans that are being presented. The participants would be able to observe the landscape from a bird's view or from the trails, which should help them understand where they are and where different treatments could happen. Being able to show this without having to move everyone into the field represents an economic benefit for everyone. Finally, the tool will allow you to see treatments like clear cut or eventually thinnings on the forest before it happens for real, which should help both foresters and general public to manage and care for their forests. We have a problem with our public consultation process for forest management. Stakeholders don't trust it and they feel like they're not being heard, whereas foresters are having a hard time sharing their plans to be understood in order to gather useful comments that would inform their planification and management. Through this master's thesis project, I will form a focus group with key persons involved in the public consultation process for forest management and gather their comments on what is the experience as the process is right now. Then, we will provide the 3D visualization tool and process the same methodology. After this test, we want to put in practice the recommendation collected from the discussions in a study case and collect feedbacks on how the 3D tool helped or did not help the process. My family was never the richest, but we always had each other's in our forests. We have always overcome animated discussions about how to manage our land, and most of the time it was resolved by spending time out there. On a larger scale, I see a great opportunity for 3D visualization tools for a public consultation process, as it could attract and gather a lot of people together to a lesser cost than having to move everyone to the forest. I hope that this tool would help the public understand better foresters' plan and that they can be fully part of the planification.
Ah, on peut 2 mètres, tabarnak! Là, tu
Je le reste devant la caméra.
Vous êtes bien sur notre petit abri jaune?
Non, non,
Vous êtes bien sur notre petit abri jaune?
c'est clair.